Namaste everyone. In today's healing session, we're going to clear all negative patterns or thought forms associated with sexuality. Now, sexuality has been the greatest block for all of humanity, okay, for a very long time, for around 20,000 years on this planet. Our sexuality has been programmed to be something that is blocked from us to us, but our sexuality is the gateway to our creative personal power. Okay, so I have a candle, okay, my red candle for love and for abundance. So I'm going to place it right in front of me. I'm going to create a little grid. You may not see this grid, but I will tell you what I'm doing. And I have 4 crystals that I chose for this particular healing session. I have Tiger's Eye for the solar plexus, which is the center of our personal power, our command language. So when we rise up the sut nam, okay, from, we could say the perineum, between the butthole and the vagina, or under the testicle and the butthole if you're a man, okay, the perineum all the way up, like zipping up a zipper from the first, second to third chakra, okay, like sut. You like squeeze up and in, okay, squeeze everything up and in, okay, that's very much that activation of our command language, sut, nam. So a nam, through the sat kriya, the nam is we are giving power, we're giving momentum, we're giving impact to the language of our heart. We're learning how to articulate our heart's language, and our heart's language is very mystic, it's very mysterious, it's our mystic school, you could say. So our emotional body, our heart chakra is encoded. Okay, it's encoded, and we call it light language, like the trees. The trees articulate themselves, but not in a language such as, Japanese or Chinese or Spanish or German or English. They articulate through a universal language, which is light code. Okay, and we human, through many thousands of years of desensitizing our sexuality, we no longer can sense through our instincts, okay, this light code that the trees are emitting, the sun is emitting, the moon is emitting, Mother Earth is emitting, even through the levitation of the grass rising up, okay, through the rainbows, through the clouds. There is this gleaming, glinting light everywhere around us, but we have desensitized our sexuality, so we cannot perceive it. We can't even really sense it instinctually anymore. But we used to, as animals, instinctually, we used to be able to tap into the tree system, and we would know what's going on in our geographic region. We could even through connecting with a single tree in a geographic region, able to download the history, thousands and thousands of years of history in that geographic region. So we could go to the Mayan temples and just connect with the ancient tree, the oldest tree of that forest, and we could be able to download visualizations of what took place during that Mayan culture, even before that Mayan culture in that geographic region. We could download basically that vibrational resonance of that culture, and even the culture that mothered that culture, and the culture that mothered that culture. Okay, so that's that light code, that light language, and it's all through the articulation of the heart. So I love it in the Katona Yoga when they mention that the tongue, the tissue of the tongue and the heart are the same. So the way we communicate ourselves is what our heart is communicating. So either be grief, sadness, anger, disappointment, abandonment, rage, whatever's coming out of that mouth, the mouth can be a understanding or a misunderstanding happening in the heart chakra. So all the time we're misappropriating things, we're misunderstanding things, and other times we are coming to understanding, revelation, revolution. And it's the way we express through our mouth is showcasing what's going on in the heart. How confused are we in the heart? How much clarity do we have in the heart chakra? It's all through what we're saying, how irritated we are, how misunderstood we get, see everything. It's all in that heart. So when we meditate, we're meditating to ground the head into the heart. So we think meditation is, let me get spaced out and let me go to some, ayahuasca up in the shaman land. No, we want to, in respect to the heart, in the respect to the meditation, we want to put that head in that heart so that we can begin to take root on this planet system and begin to experience what we call a heaven on earth, or experience a meditation realization, which is we are realizing our higher potential on this planet. Okay, throughout all dimensions on this planet, we're realizing our higher potential on this planet. But it takes us getting into the greatest electromagnetic current of our embodiment, which is the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the master, the mind is the servant. Now, when the servant is obedient to the master, meaning it is here in the heart, you can say, that's when we become very magnetic. We have a stronger magnetic pull on each other, on manifestation, on opportunity, on health, on wellness. So when we are speaking to the guru or the teacher or the whatever it could be, okay, the yogi, when we are coming for guidance, basically we are literally bowing our head to the floor to give our heart lead, to give our heart command, to show our head who is the master. It is our heart. Because when we bow, we are placing our heart directly on Mother Earth. So we are saying that I am allowing my heart to receive the information of Mother Earth. I surrender. I am receptive. I am available. I am ready to receive the teachings of the Waheguru or the Ram Dass or the light codes of the tree. Okay, so we do that so that we can open up our heart to receiving the teacher's heart. So when we are being taught, we're being taught by the teacher's articulation of their own light code, that is their embodiment, their unique, authentic code. That is what we are basically giving our attention to, the teacher's authentic code that's embedded in their heart, and that therefore integrates throughout the other parts of their embodiment. But it all starts at the heart. Even in the womb, what is the first thing? It's that heartbeat that is established within the utero, and that, the little fetus, it's that heart. Okay, it's that rhythm. So before we develop the brain wave, the brain matter, the constructs, the faculties, the facets, the dimensions of the brain, we are creating the rhythmic intelligence of the utero, or the fetus in the womb, the little baby. Okay, that's what we're creating, the rhythmic intelligence, and that is associated with consciousness. So creating that rhythmic intelligence, starting that heartbeat is starting the process of that baby integrating, downloading their authentic code into their embodiment. And the mind is simply an organization. Okay, it can organize it, it can file it, it can put it through filters, filters of love, filters of fear, filters of confidence, filters of doubts. It's always filtering everything. But the heart organizer, it is the organizer. Okay, so we don't just want all our thoughts to be filtered through doubt. We need to know how to organize it. We need to know how to revolve it. We need to know how to revolutionize it so that we don't get dogmatic in doctrines of our life. But we're revolving like the moon and the sun and the planetary system of planet Earth. We're revolving our doctrinary self-image or self-concept or self-identity, so that we're always fresher, we're always new, innovative, creative, always this new cycle, this new rose is being born from within us. Okay, always a new rose, always a new identity, always a reinvention of ourself is taking place. The rose shedding its petals, the rose being reborn, newer, brighter petals, and so on and so forth. So the rhythmic intelligence is that heartbeat. Okay, but what really, like I said, the heart, electromagnetic field opening, expanding, electrifying your aura, okay? Enhancing your aura, improving your aura, magnetizing your aura to be even a stronger pulsation in this earth system, a stronger prevailing pulsation over this earth, having a stronger resonance, having a stronger vibrational impact, a vibrational command, a vibrational remedy. Okay, it's that heart and that command, that solar plexus, that sexual energy, okay, from that perineum zipping up, like when we zip up the central Sushmana energy, you zipping up the Sushmana energy, okay, getting things consolidated, getting things moving that chi, into that heart, is for us to have a very commanding, compelling articulation. So when we're singers, we use our diaphragm, okay? We use our breath using the diaphragm, and that all has to do with we are moving energy into the heart, fueling the heart, so that we can have more revelations, we can have a better articulation and our better singing, a better space, a bigger space, like in that diaphragm, bigger space for energy to move around. So when we have more space, we have more opportunity, more potential to have greater articulation or a greater singing voice or a greater resonance or vibration within that singing voice. Okay? So I wanted to talk about the heart because the heart is the heart. It's the rhythmic intelligence. It's the organizer. It's the warrior. It's the master. Okay, it's our strongest magnetic command we have on this planet. So when it is basically blocked because of we have a lot of patterns or thought forms associated with sexuality that blocks us from it and to it, basically we don't have that that energy reserve or that energy command or impact to really magnetize the heart, to really feel the heart, okay, to feel it. Like when you move, your heart is moving, cardiovascular exercise, okay? When you're moving or when you're dancing, you're giving your heart a deeper connection with itself. But when we're just sitting around, not doing anything, just watching video games all day or whatever that is, we're not fueling our heart. Our heart is not moving. Our heart wants to move. It wants to climb the Himalayas. It wants to dance. It wants to climb a tree. It wants to snowboard. It wants to surf. It wants to horseback ride. It wants to walk your dog. The heart wants to move. It wants to be rhythmic. Okay? So what we're gonna do is gonna make a little grid with all my crystals. So I have Tiger Eye for the solar plexus. I'm gonna put it to the left of my candle. Rose quartz, I'm gonna put it to the right. Okay, and then I have amethyst. I'm gonna put it above me. And opal, I'm going to put it below me. Look at that beautiful opal. Beautiful. I'm going to put it below me. Okay? So opal is for the magnetic field. It is really good at magnetizing your aura field so that you can have a brighter, bright glistening energy, like rainbow. You want to glint rainbow. Rose quartz is for the heart. Okay, it is for softening, enlivening, bringing playfulness into the heart. And then amethyst is for really enlivening our insight, our visionary ability to envision, like, Vishnu, envision the world as our heaven on earth, and then having the tiger's eye, the capacity to hold higher energy, to actually ground it, to fertilize the soil, to seed the intention, to nurture the intention, and to realize it, okay, in the form of, the physical experience. Okay, so what we're gonna do, okay, so this is, you're gonna follow me, okay, so you're gonna be speaking to yourself, okay. The greatest thing to see where you're at is speak to yourself. So you say, I am encouraged. If you feel tension or resistance, it means that you don't necessarily feel encouraged, okay? So that means you need to state it more. I am encouraged, and then create a movement, a dance, a meditation, through whatever, surfing. Do something to encourage yourself where you can have a physical heartbeat of it, like surfing, and you wipe out and you get back on. Your heartbeat is getting that download through the pulsing heart of, yes, I'm encouraged, get back up, I just got wiped out, oh my gosh, my heart is so fast, I'm feeling so fearful, but I do it because I'm creating a rhythmic imprint in my heart that I can encourage myself, that I am encouraged. So that's why it's not just a meditation, it's actually an application. It's a participation. So if you don't feel encouraged, do something like even baseball or soccer that to challenge, to create that heartbeat of overcoming discouragement and actually moving yourself further into encouragement. What does that heartbeat look like? What does that heartbeat look like when you're singing on stage in front of everyone? When you feel like you're not really encouraged, or maybe nobody will like you, your heart feels liberated. It's pulsing so fast, but it's like an imprint of, I am liberated. You stay in it, you see it through, your heart gets an imprint, it gets a code of overcoming that, okay? So, we're not gonna do too many things, okay? Just a little download for you all, okay? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, okay? So you're gonna really, like, from your gut, Nam, like really squeeze up and in, like you're zipping up the sushma every time you speak, zipping up the smushana, and you're really like beaming it out of the heart like lightning, like this, lightning darted out of your heart, darted out of your head, darted out of your perineum, okay, like lightning from your perineum going into the earth, like bolts of gas stove blue coming out of your head, bolts of gas stove blue coming out of your heart and the back of your heart, like bolts of gas stove blue, lightning, webbing you, connecting you, rooting you into the magnetic field everywhere around, okay? So that's how impactful it needs to be, okay? Like, so, like zip, 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 okay? So, my sexuality is my creative personal power. You're going to state after me. My sexuality is my creative personal power. My sexuality is my creative personal power. My sexuality is my creative personal power. My sexuality is innocent, pure, and dignified. My sexuality is innocent, pure, and dignified. My sexuality is innocent, pure, and dignified. My sexuality is the gateway to my visionary self. My sexuality is the gateway to my visionary self. My sexuality is the gateway to my visionary self. If I've experienced dirty sexuality, I clear it out now with the Wahe Guru. If I've experienced dirty sexuality, I clear it out with the Wahe Guru. If I've experienced dirty sexuality, I clear it out with the Wahe Guru. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. My sexuality is my haven and temple and there to serve me. My sexuality is my haven and temple and there to serve me. My sexuality is my haven, temple, and there to serve me. I create boundaries of discernment and integrity to purify my sexuality. I create boundaries of discernment and integrity to purify my sexuality. I create boundaries of discernment and integrity to purify my sexuality. I create boundaries of discernment and integrity to purify my sexuality. My sexuality is trust, and trust is earned. 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 I share my sexuality in everything that I do. I share my sexuality in everything I do because my sexuality is the dancer, the singer, the artist, the painter within. My sexuality is the dancer, the singer, the painter within. If I have experienced sexual trauma, I heal the trauma through the Waheguru. I heal the trauma through the Waheguru. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. I transform my trauma into liberation. I transform my trauma into liberation. I liberate, 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 liberate my sexual trauma by recognizing I am worthy to experience encouragement and support for my sexual ecstasy. Feel it. My sexuality is given to unconditional love for myself. My sexuality is given to unconditional love for myself and others. My sexuality is my eternity, my infinity, my birth, my death, my sovereignty, my sovereignty. My sexuality is my sovereignty. My sexuality is my sovereignty. My sexuality is my sovereignty. No one can control, no one can dominate my sexuality. My sexuality is my sovereignty. It is my authentic code, my revolution, my revelation, my revolution, my revelation. My sexuality is my command. I use this magnetism, I use this authentic code to encode, embed myself with creativity of my higher alchemy. I embed, encode my body through sexuality to awaken my creative personal power to enhance my alchemy on this planet. I enhance my alchemy on this planet so I can become the greatest alchemist, the greatest intuitive psychic medium of my incarnation. I use my sexual energy for my heart's intelligence, for my mind's clarity, for my auric's field magnetism. I share, care, include my sexuality in my life to improve my creativity, to live more creatively, and to create as many creations I can birth through the great universe called my birth canal. Okay. So there you go. That is a little healing for you all. So may you recognize that your sexuality is your playground. You get to decide who gets to go on your playground. You don't just have just random people, okay? You get to decide. Sexuality is trust, and trust is earned. Boundaries through discernment and integrity, you can create a safe playground, okay? And through allowing yourself to be innocent, pure, and dignified, you can actually play in your playground. You can gather art supplies. You can build slides. You can build swings to express yourself. So the reason culturally all over the world we have difficulty articulating the heart is because we don't know how to express ourselves. And expression is the sexual energy. Expression is dancing, is singing, is soccer, it's everything. But we don't see it as sexuality. We see sex a lot of times as some dirty act that a man in some pornographic whipping of a woman or tying up her throat or something like that. But our sexuality is how much birth and death we experience in this life. And that birth and death makes us eternal, makes us infinite, it reinvents us, it innovates us, it revolutionizes us, it helps to revolve deeper, closer to our authentic code. But when it's blocked, when it is entangled, when it's interlocked in with people or memories or identities, patterns, thought forms, basically we are blocking ourselves, delaying or sabotaging ourselves from experiencing our playground, our haven, our destiny, which is to create on this planet, create from the most authentic code of our being as possible. And how do we get to that? Is through expression of sexuality, enlivening the articulation of the heart, getting so bold, so brazen, so wise that our visionary self has great intent, has great sight, and that altogether creates a person who is truly available, receptive, and in tune with the teacher of the Ram Dass or the Guru or the Ascended Master or the Archangel or the Spirit Guide or the trees, whatever it may be, so in tune that we become just a pure vessel of creative life force. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Sat Nam.